Okay guys, I am so excited to bring you along with me on this one. Hello adventurers and welcome back to my channel. I love a good camp and cook, but one of the things I really like to do is source veggies and produce from a place that is local to where I am. And so I found a place here outside of Silverton that Riley and I stopped off at a couple of times and we picked up a few things. I'm very interested in what they had, so I'm going to go browse around and see what we can cook up for this evening. Come along and we'll do this, and then we'll get to our campsite and we'll have a delicious meal. Okay, I got some donut peaches, a wonderful squash, and some potatoes. This should be delightful. Okay, so we stopped off again at the Palisades Peaches. They have all sorts of different produce. They have jams, they have peach bread, so many delicious things. And when Riley and I were here, we really liked the quality of the different kinds of things that they had. The sweet treats, like the donut peaches, so good. And they have a variety of different kinds of plums also, which I truly fell in love with. But I wanted to pick up these things so that we could have something delicious for dinner tonight. So we'll get to camp, and then whenever we do, we'll make up something really, really tasty. But for now, we got to drive to get there. So let's do this. Okay, I made it to camp. I crossed my fingers and came out to Little Molas Lake, and there was one spot remaining. So here we are. This is home for the night. And with the WeBoost, even though I didn't have any service at this spot, it boosted me up to full service LTE, again proving that the WeBoost is awesome, especially if you're a solo traveler who doesn't feel as comfortable going places without service. When I came in, I was in SOS. When I parked, I was in SOS, and it took me right on out of SOS, so that's good. Now that I've run my test, I need to run this kind of back and into the van so that it won't be where I can't close my window. If I do that, I can run it in through my wind guard and down into the van so no bugs or anything get in here. Okay, taking a look around camp, it looks like we have a trail in this direction. There's a trail to a vault toilet in this direction, and then even though we are under a fire ban, we do have a fire ring, which unfortunately someone has used as a dumpster. I possibly could have fit me and Riley in here. Two smaller vehicles definitely, but otherwise I think a larger one would have a harder time in this one. And there is a little bit of space in front of me also, so maybe a third, maybe. Now this campsite is absolutely amazing. There's several marked sites on the loop, and so I just picked the only one that was available. It was beautiful, so I'm not upset about it. The one thing I will say is if I was wanting to sit here for a couple days, I have zero sun exposure here for my solar. I would have to like figure that out, but otherwise this is amazing. And I can go to my morning walk just down this way. All I have to do is walk down this little tiny road and I'm there. So this is gonna be awesome. I'm really excited about this, but I have a few more things to get set up. So while I'm setting up, you guys take a look around. Okay, now that we've kind of got set up, I'm ready to make a RoadPro recipe today. I like using my RoadPro not only on driving days, but also whenever I'm at camp and I need to be working on other things. I need to be doing some downloading right now, and that's gonna take a little bit of time, so I can put everything into my little RoadPro lunchbox stove, and then it can be cooking while I am otherwise working on other stuff. So before I do that, I need to cut up some ingredients. I have some sausage already in the fridge, so I kind of think that'll be a good protein. And then one of these little saucy lips that I pick up at the Dollar Tree. free. This is a really good way for me to have a lot of good flavor, but also to have both my carbs to make up for my hike today, protein because we always need protein, and something that is very low maintenance otherwise. So with that said, I got some chopping to do. I'm going to cut up one of these spinach feta chicken sausages from Aldi. I'm going to cut up all of these little potatoes. Okay, so those are in there. Now I'm gonna add some green beans. I'm really excited because the green beans with enchilada sauce should be really good and it'll make them nice and tender. But woohoo, we're getting started. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. And then we're going to add our saucy lips, a little bit of seasoning, and some cheese on top. Stir, and then we're going to add just the tiniest amount of water, just so it'll have a little extra moisture to cook with. We just want to coat everything evenly, like so. The slightest bit of moisture into the pan, about like that. And then we add in our cheese to make it into like a little sausage potato enchilada casserole. So now I have the lunchbox all ready, and all I have to do is plug it into my 12 volt, turn it on, and then in about an hour we'll have something tasty. Now all I have to do is clean up my little workstation back here and let this cook, and then in about an hour I should be able to eat like I mentioned. But in the meantime, I can work on some things on my laptop, which is super handy. I've had the RoadPro now for, let's see, a long while, and I've cooked so many meals in it that are convenience meals just like this. Either driving down the road, I'll use the little oven bags so that it doesn't slosh out, or I'll cook individually packaged items such as things that are already in foil, and it makes it super easy. It's not something that I have to really put a lot of thought into. I can just put my ingredients in and it works like a little oven, and so it gets up to temp for me to have some really tasty things. Today's meal is something that whenever I went to the produce stand, I was like, ooh, I really want to get some more of those potatoes because they were just so good, but I also wanted to use up the green beans they already had. And so I was thinking of things that I could put with that would just be tasty, and I was thinking this enchilada sauce is always good and it makes things have like a little Southwest feel without being anything too crazy. And so this is a super easy, just put it in there and walk away kind of meal, but it's gonna have a lot of different flavors to it. And if I really want to, I can also eat it with tortillas and just put it in a tortilla and eat it, which is perfect. So that gives me some options. At the same time, it takes away the guesswork of what am I gonna do for dinner tonight. So now I just get to enjoy this space a little bit more while I work, and that is really nice, especially after a day like today. For those of you who are new to my channel, a lot of times my days are action-packed and crazy, and all day long today I've just been going, which you may have seen on some of my other episodes, but I really needed to just kind of catch up a little bit. With campsites like the one that I'm staying at, sometimes that wouldn't necessarily be an option because I wouldn't have service to be able to catch up. However, using my WeBoost, it's really helpful because I can then just have a nice space and not have to worry too much. And I'm really happy that I got here when I did, because since I pulled in, probably 20 cars have come around and they all are eyeballing, can I find a spot? So I scooped up the last one just in time. It appears that around the Silverton area, everybody starts getting to camp around 3:30 or 4 o'clock to claim their space. And so if you are coming here, make sure that you kind of think about that in advance, whether that means going to a spot first, putting down something to claim your spot, and then going on with your adventures, or finishing your adventures early and getting to a campsite. There's tons of camping in this area, but not all camping is created equally. A lot of the camping areas are more open or might be a little bit more crowded, and even though this one is packed, I feel like I have so much space. I'm not like right on top of someone, so that's really nice. But I need to get to work, so we're gonna do that. I'm just trying to go through my list in my head to see if there's anything else. I don't know. I guess I could sit here and like physically go through the list. That would probably be helpful. I'm gonna do that. Okay, let's check in on our meal. Ooh, it's almost done. Not quite, but almost. Should be very tasty. Should need about 20 more minutes. Okay, and just like that, it is time to eat my deliciousness. Ooh, look at that steam coming off of there. Ooh, and the food itself, yummy, gonna be in my tummy. That looks delicious. Everything is cooked really well. It smells fabulous, and there won't be much cleanup because all I have to do is dispose of this guy once I'm finished. So now it's time for me just to grub. I'm gonna let this cool off for just a minute so I can pick this guy up. Should be pretty tasty, but overall, once again, the RoadPro has come through for another clutch meal. I've already been able to download, upload, do the things I needed to do that I could do from camp. I do have one thing that I might have to run into town tomorrow or down to Durango to do. Super, super good. The sausage is delightful with the spinach and feta. This is a perfect combo, and this would be really good in a tortilla also. So I'm just gonna get to eating, and then, well, we'll see what's gonna happen next. Okay, I got my trail cam ready to put out for the night, so let's see if we can capture anything on it. Well guys, once again, the trail cam has come through. I caught a couple squirrels and then also another chunky little jackrabbit. So I'm really happy. Now I did hear something kind of weird on that side, but I only have one trail cam. So I'm probably going to get another trail cam at some point so I can put it out on that side so we can see all around us. But this thing has more than paid for itself between catching the weird person lurking through our camp and then kind of showing me what lurks in the night. It's been very handy. I definitely recommend as a safety device thinking about a trail cam. It helps you to see what's going on whenever you can't be outside, and most of the time it's just little things like squirrels, bunnies, stuff like that. But you know, that one night it did really come in handy, so definitely highly recommend the XTU trail cam. I'll drop a link for you guys because I think it's on sale again. Originally it was like $59. When I got it, it was $29. Again, thanks to the Crafty Traveler for telling me about this one. This is the one that she's been using, and it is very, very handy. I also would recommend some kind of tripod. This one is just one that I already had. You can order tripods on Amazon of any kind. This one's nice because it just pops out very easily. It has a wide base, so it sits still. I can put this one under my van and it not be too tall, and so that way I don't have it just out and about. But I can also put it on a tree if I really want to, because it does have, again, attachments that you can use. That just becomes a little bit cumbersome sometimes. But yeah, I slept good and I'm happy. And Little Molas Lake was absolutely epic. I am gonna have to go into town, unfortunately, though, so I'm gonna have to leave this little happy haven, but maybe when I come back it'll be here. We'll see. Remember guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. Till next time, bye.